Good morning, everyone. I'm Dr. Arjun MB. I'm a physician and consultant diabetologist at Columbia Asia Hospital, Bangalore. Today, I'll be talking to you about how to take care of your heart in diabetes. So, we'll be discussing about the diabetes, its complications, and its impact on heart, as well as preventive measures for people with diabetes to prevent heart disease. At present, heart diseases remain the leading cause of hospitalization and death in diabetic patients. Although most of us have heard about heart disease, only few would understand exactly what it involves, and even though they understand, they may not be taking proper steps to reduce the risk of heart disease. Heart disease occurs when blood circulating to the heart is slowed or stopped because of a blocked artery. So, what can be the reasons behind the block in this artery? One of the major risk factors is high sugar levels, also known as diabetes. So let us know what exactly does diabetes mean. Diabetes is a lifelong disease that affects the body's ability to control blood sugar level. In simpler words, it is a condition in which the body has too much glucose in the blood. And why does this happen? Usually when you eat food, the glucose enters the bloodstream. Further, the insulin, which is a hormone, will break down the glucose from the blood into your cells to be stored or to be used for energy production. Whenever there is diabetes, the body either does not make enough insulin or it can't effectively use the insulin to break glucose. This is what we term as insulin resistance, and this leads to high sugar levels in the blood. Did you know that diabetes can increase your chances of dying from a heart disease? Of course, it's true. With diabetes, you are more likely to have a heart attack. In fact, you're twice more likely to have a heart attack or a stroke compared to a non-diabetic person. So, when it comes to diabetes, prevention is important as it can affect your whole body from your eyes, your feet, especially your brain and heart and kidneys as well. So it is reported that among diabetic people over age 65, approximately 68% die from heart disease. 68% is a huge number. So the chance of developing heart disease among people with diabetes is not dependent on how well you manage your glucose level. So when we think about diabetes, we should really be thinking about heart disease as well. Moving on, let us see how high sugar levels lead to heart disease exactly. High blood sugar can damage your blood vessels, worsen cholesterol levels, and make blood pressure difficult to manage. Persistent high blood glucose level can make blood vessels prone to atheroma formation. This condition is a narrowing of blood vessels due to collection of bad cholesterol. So when the blood vessels are narrow, blood flow has trouble reaching the different organs of your body. This leads to the sudden stoppage of blood flow to the heart, which causes heart attack. If the stoppage of blood flow happens in your brain, it causes a stroke. There are a number of things you can do to lower your risk of heart disease. Understanding the connection between diabetes and heart disease is a first step towards prevention. Diabetes is commonly referred to as a lifestyle disease. Managing diabetes requires patients to make significant and lifelong changes in lifestyle. These changes require a lifelong commitment from the patient. One can control the blood sugar levels to help lower the risk of heart disease by changing lifestyle, such as eating heart healthy food, engaging in physical activity, regular blood glucose monitoring, and quitting smoking, relieving stress. Let us see each of these preventive strategies in detail. So first, know your diabetes ABCs. What are these ABCs? A stands for A1C level, commonly called as HbA1c. It tells us about the sugar levels which were there from previous 3 months. It gives you the average blood sugar levels. It is different from regular sugar checks you do each day. You need to know your blood sugar levels over time. Sometimes your sugar may be spiking when you're sleeping. So there is no way you can check that unless you have a continuous glucose monitor. This is where the HbA1c comes into picture. The A1C for many people with diabetes is below 7. It might be different to you. Please consult your doctor and ask them as to what your A1C level should be. B is for blood pressure. Remember, we're talking about ABCs in diabetes. B is for blood pressure. Blood pressure is the force of your blood against the wall of your blood vessel. If your blood pressure gets too high, it makes your heart work too hard. So the blood pressure for most people with diabetes, eh, the target blood pressure is 130 by 80 according to the revised guidelines. It may be different for you, so you can ask your physician about it. And C in our ABC stands for cholesterol. There are two types of cholesterol, broadly speaking, in layman term. One is good cholesterol and one is bad cholesterol. Good cholesterol is the one which takes cholesterol away from the heart. That is what is called HDL. It takes cholesterol away from the heart, brain, and it deposits the cholesterol into the liver. Bad cholesterol does the reverse. It takes it takes cholesterol towards the heart. So it is important we keep a check on good and bad cholesterol, because bad cholesterol can build up and clog your blood vessels. This can cause heart attack or stroke. And ask your doctor as to what your cholesterol numbers need to be. Because everybody's goal is different, all of us are different. And if you're above 40 years of age, you may have to take statin therapy for your cholesterol levels. That is about ABCs in diabetes. Now, how else do we prevent heart attack in diabetes? The second thing is diet. Eat a healthy and well balanced diet. There is no one size which fits all. So eating healthy is important, but you also have to make good food choices. Your fat and carbohydrate intake are crucial to managing both diabetes and heart disease. So make simple switches from saturated to unsaturated fat. Having too much saturated fat can increase your blood cholesterol levels. So it's important to reduce the amount of fat you eat and instead get fats from unsaturated sources. So these are the simple modifications which you can make. Switch butter and ghee for unsaturated vegetables oil and spreads such as sunflower, olive, rapeseed or corn oil. Trim visible fat from meat and remove the skin from chicken. Choose low-fat milk and dairy products and swap biscuits, cakes, and chocolate for healthier snacks such as fruit. Remember, fatty foods are also high in calories and excess energy results in weight gain. To help you manage your weight, it's also important to keep an eye on the total amount of fat you're consuming. So different types of fat have different effects on body. Diets high in saturated fats are linked to higher levels of bad cholesterol in the blood. Eating unsaturated fats instead of saturated fats helps you to maintain healthy cholesterol levels in the blood. And you also have to eat right. Avoid refined wheat bread, cereals, potato chips, fries, red meats and processed meats, saturated fats, as well as sugar sweetened beverages. Eat foods with more fiber such as whole grain cereals, dairy food, and beans and legumes, lean meat, fish, nuts, and healthy oils such as olive oil. Choose foods such as fruits, green leafy vegetables, breads and cereals, and low fat or skim milk and cheese. Cut down on salt. Too much salt is linked with high blood pressure, which is a major risk for heart disease. Most of the salt we eat is already in processed foods. Check the labels and go on for those with low salt content. Here are some tips about for a diabetic patient which he should consider while having food. Eat balanced meals, eat reasonable amount of calories, eat regularly at the right time, eat slowly. Try to maintain a healthy weight and engage in regular exercise. Weight loss may improve your cholesterol and triglyceride levels as, as well as your blood sugar levels. So start with low intensity exercise, which are short duration workout, and gradually increase intensity and time. Gradually increasing this is very important. Be careful if you already have complications of diabetes. Aerobic exercise such as walking, swimming, or cycling is recommended for most patients for more than 3 days a week. 3 days a week and 150 hours a week is what is prescribed. So, medical treatment of diabetes. Take your regular medications as prescribed by your doctor on time. Eat meals and take medications at the right time. Always remember that there is risk of hypoglycemia if you delay your meal time or eat less than usual. Medications must be supported by healthy eating and regular physical activity. Quit smoking and stop harmful use of alcohol. Unfortunately, many people who have diabetes smoke. Smoking increases the risk of developing type 2 diabetes and diabetic complications. It increases insulin needs and increases the risk of hypoglycemia. Smoking cessation is considered an essential part of diabetes care. Cope with stress best you can. That is our last tip today. Stress is not to raise blood sugar level. Instead of worrying about things which are unnecessary, try meditating in the same time. Practice deep breathing exercises, pranayam, or other relaxation techniques to beat stress in a healthy way. Quality sleep is another key to good heart health. Get 7 to 9 hours of sleep every day. Bottom line is diabetes can lead to serious medical complications, including heart disease, but you can manage the conditions with medications and lifestyle changes. Avoid the most common diabetic complications with these preventive tips. Thank you.